Hey legend, in this video I want to share with you how you can become a world-class social media storyteller. So my name is Frazer Brookes, and if you don't know who I am the #1 social media coach, speaker and trainer inside of the network marketing industry. But this training is not just for people in network marketing. This is for anyone who wants to become world class when it comes to building a personal brand on social media using storytelling. Because at the end of the day, all we gotta do in order to build a brand and all we gotta do to build a following on social media is tell good quality stories. In our live video, we talk about stories. In our reels, we tell a story. In our stories, we tell a story. In our posts, we tell a story. If it's your birthday, you tell that story. If you get engaged, you tell that story. If you have an amazing week, you tell that story. But here's the thing, before I kind of go into the framework, if you're gonna show your highs, please also share your lows. So many people think and know that they kind of the whole idea of crushing it on social media is to be authentic, is to show up your true authentic self. Now you're most likely doing that when things are going good. You're most likely doing that when things on your side. When you get a win, you authentically share it. But when you get a loss, are you authentically sharing that? Here's my rule of thumb: share the struggle before the success. Show the loser side before the legend side. Share the loss before the win. Why? Because people can relate to that a lot more than they can the win. I always say you got to show up instead of showing off. No one likes a show off. And if all your feed is, hey, look at me, I'm amazing, I'm amazing, I'm amazing, I'm amazing, amazing, people might follow you, but people aren't going to potentially fall in love with you. All right, we all follow those celebrities out there, but we not necessarily love them because we don't know enough about them. Because all we see is, oh, they won this, they won this, they won this, they won this. What about the dark side? And when they do the dark side, when they do the low side, when they do the vulnerability posts, that's when everyone freaks out and those posts and those stories go viral. So here we go. I'm going to give you a very simple 4-part process, which is not just in your storytelling, but also the movies over in Hollywood follow as well. It's called a plot. Every movie has a plot, P-L-O-T. Every movie has a plot. And here is, I'm going to break it down, letter by letter, rule by rule, step by step. The P is for pain. Okay? So the main character is going through pain. You start to relate. It goes in depth with that character. That becomes the hero character because of the journey that I'm going to take you on here. Now, in your social media storytelling, you're going to start with the pain. 3 years ago, I was down, I was out, I was depressed, I just got divorced, I'd lost my wife, I'd lost my kids, I'd lost my home, I went through bankruptcy, blah, 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 blah. Okay? That's a pain. Why most people will connect to the pain. And if your pain relates to your target audience, if your pain relates to the people who you're talking to, most people are going to go, I'm hooked. I'm in. And if you can hook people in, you will win. If you've ever watched a TV show or a movie, right? I'm gonna lay this scene out for you guys. Have you ever been in this situation? Because I certainly have. You sit down after dinner, your kids are gone to bed, whatever it might be, and you sit down in front of the TV and you turn Netflix on, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Disney Plus, all these amazing streaming services that allow you to maybe like just escape from reality for an hour. And you're like, what should we watch? And you start scrolling through what you can watch on Netflix, and half an hour later you're still scrolling through, and then you're just like, you know what, let's just watch this. And you just kind of decide to choose it. And 10 minutes in, you look at each other and you're like, I'm bored. And you're like, yeah, me too. And you leave, and then you either go to bed or you continue watching until you find something you like. One of the main reasons this happens is because you are not hooked in by the pain of the characters. You don't like the characters, you don't like the pain, you don't like the speed, something along those lines. So the plot is not gripping you, right? You go and watch an action or a thriller or an adventure, the critics will say gripping, thrilling, right? I was hooked the entire way. That's because of the pain. You can kind of relate to that. So the P is for pain. The L is for lesson. What is the lesson that you've learned from that pain? So when it comes to the movies, there's a painful situation, and then they go deep on the lesson. Like the reason this has happened, or why this is so important, or how this has happened, or how we've got into this situation, or what life is like because they're this widow, or they're divorced, or they're depressed, whatever. In your social media storytelling, it's, again, the pain. I was down and out 3 years ago. I was in a dark place. I had no future. I had no hope. I had no vision. I had no nothing. But I realized, this is the lesson, that I started to get worse and worse because I was letting that pain become my story. I was saying no when friends called me up. I wasn't answering the phone. I was watching TV and playing computer games all day long. And I found that I was in a downward spiral. That's the lesson. The O is for opportunity. Now, this is the moment in the movie when something happens and then it starts to change direction. Instead of going bad, 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 low, 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 awful, 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 something happens and then it starts going the other way. Now, in the movies, you will know these scenes because you're most likely, come on, you've got this. You're cheering on the main character. How are you getting people, followers, strangers, cheering on your story? Well, here's what you don't do. Hey, I'm a winner, I'm a winner, I'm a winner. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. No, we don't do that. We go pain, we go lesson, and then we share the opportunity. So, for example, let's go back to the beginning. 3 years ago, I was down, out, depressed. I had no vision, no future, no hope. I was piling on the weight. And I realized from this is I was in a downward spiral. All I was doing was eating junk food, drinking fizzy drinks, watching TV, playing computer games. I was saying no to the people around me. I basically just isolated myself. Then I'd made a decision that I was going to change all that. And I was on social media one day and I saw a post from a friend of mine, how he'd changed his life and turned his life around. And I thought, if he can do it, so can I. So I made a decision to give it a go. Now that's the PLO, but we need the T. The T is for thrive, it's for triumph. Now, you know in the movies, you've seen those final scenes. It's always the last scene, right? Something happens, right? There's usually there's a pain, there's a lesson, there's an opportunity. In the romantic comedies, there's the pain, the lesson. Then they meet a girl, and then they get friendly with this girl or man, and they get friendly, and everything's going great. And then there's another pain. There's a painful situation where it all goes wrong. It all gets messed up, and there's a lesson to the pain, and there's another opportunity to prove it wrong, and eventually there's the end scene where everything ends happily ever after. There's an action movie that the hero character kind of kills the bad character. Now, the triumph in your storytelling on social media. 3 years down and out, this got me into a terrible situation, but I decided to make a change, saw this post, and today, 3 years on, I am so excited to be able to share that not only have I changed my life, but I've changed the lives of 7 other people all over Europe, all over the world. If I can do it, so can you. Now imagine this. The power of a story is when you can put someone in your shoes and let them imagine what's going on, how it's happening, and they imagine in their shoes, if that happened to me, my life would change. So instead of just talking about pain, we need to talk about the pain, the lesson that's formed from the pain, because that creates depth in the pain and it really anchors in wow, we need to get out of this situation. Then the opportunity, because there's an opportunity everywhere. There's an opportunity for everyone. And then what's happened as a result. If you follow this in your Facebook Lives, your Instagram Reels, your TikTok videos, heck, your Instagram stories and Facebook stories, story 1, pain, story 2, the lesson, story 3, the opportunity, and story 4, the triumph, you are going to become a world-class storyteller. Not just on social media, but eventually when you get asked to speak at your company event, you get asked to speak at an event, you asked to become a guest keynote speaker, you will be able to do it without hesitation and confidence, knowing that you are going to absolutely crush it. And I tell you this, I'll give you my little plot, a short version of a plot. And if you haven't already done so, I would massively appreciate it if you smash the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and let me know down below, how are you going to use the plot? Are you going to do it Instagram stories, Facebook Lives, Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, YouTube videos, on your posts? How are you going to do it? Because we check every comment, and I want to make sure you're going to do this. So here we go. Oof, what are we on now? We're in March 2023. So 14 years ago, I was the most shy and introverted person that you would have ever met. I was scared of my own shadow. If I had a fight with a fly, I would definitely lose. I had no vision, I had no future, I had no hope. I was petrified of the idea of speaking in front of people. I was petrified of the idea of failing, and I was petrified of the idea of succeeding. And what I learned from this was that I wasn't going to get anything that I wanted, and I realized that I was not made for people who set goals. I was not made like the people who win. I was not made like the people who go and dress up in a suit and succeed. I was not made for people who go like the people who go on holidays 4 or 5 times a year. But I realized something that I'd heard my dad say years ago was, for things to change, you got to change. Jim Rohn said, for things to get better, you got to get better. So I actively started to think about how I could make a change in my life, how I could get more confidence, how I could build an extra income, how I could have a little project that I get excited about. And something fell on my lap. I made a decision to go all in. I became obsessed. Every day I got more and more excited. Every day people were on my side. Every day I was creating content and people were engaging on it. Now I had my moments where I wanted to quit, but I realized that winners never quit and quitters never ever win. So I kept going and going and going, and today I'm the #1 social media coach, speaker and trainer inside the network marketing profession. I've got 3 best-selling books. I have a chart-topping podcast, and I've been paid to speak in front of thousands of people in 33 different countries. That, if I can do it, so can you. Guys, that's a simple plot. Very simple plot. You can do the same. You really, really can. Get good. You'll get going, then get good, then get smart. Get going, just start getting it out there. Get good, start getting structured. What's the P, the L, the T, P, the L, the O, the T? Are there going to be some other dips in there? The P, the L, the P, the L, the P, the L, then another opportunity. And then get smart. Make note of all the stories so that if someone says to you, hey, can you do a keynote talk on belief? You go, yeah, I've got a plot for that. Yeah, I've got a story for that, easy. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Until the next time, if you haven't already done so, make sure you click the link in the description, FrazerBrooks.com/MLM, because you're going to be able to join the free 5-day branding bootcamp, which is going to talk to you all about building a brand, what to post, when to post, how to post it on social media to build your network marketing business. All right? With that being said, I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.